Well, tonight, some undecided races from the May 2nd election are being decided. And here's a look at the results of a few of those elections. With 100% of the vote now in, Michael French has defeated incumbent Mayor Neil Lenars with about 63% of the vote to become New Braunfels' next mayor. And after the May 2nd election, French initially was declared the winner, receiving about 49% of the vote to Lenars' 38%. The race was forced into a runoff after New Braunfels was informed that its city charter was in conflict with the Texas Constitution. The city charter says the mayor is decided by who gets the most votes, but the Texas Constitution states that the candidate needs a majority, in other words, at least 50% to be elected. Also in New Braunfels, April Ryan, Nikki Shaw facing off for the district seat of City Council number 6. Tonight, Shaw has defeated Ryan with about 62% of the vote there. Over in Del Rio, here is a look at those races. Al Arreola and Efrain Valdez are hoping to become the next city's mayor tonight. All right, looks like it is 50-50, so we are still waiting to get those results confirmed as well. Here in San Antonio, Robert Garcia facing Carolyn DeColor in a runoff of Alamo Community College's trustee. This is for District 9, and Garcia has walked away with the win with 58% of the vote. Coming up, President Trump says a deal could be signed with Iran as soon as tomorrow, but why Iran is casting doubts on that deal. Plus, a gunman is dead after opening fire in Midland, what police know about the deadly shooting and the man responsible for it.
You're watching Fox News at 9, Puro San Antonio.
President Trump says the leader of the notorious Tren de Aragua gang is dead. Trump announcing last night that he was taken out by the U.S. military. Trump posted this video of the strike saying that Hector Guerrero Flores, a.k.a. Nino Guerrero, was killed. The president said the strike was coordinated with Venezuela's government, which has seemingly been working closely with the administration since former President Nicolas Maduro was captured and arrested by the U.S. President Trump claims a deal could be signed with Iran as early as Sunday. However, Iran suggests an agreement could still be days away. Max Gordon has more from Dubai.
A peace deal between the U.S. and Iran could be imminent. President Trump taking to Truth Social, writing, quote, "The deal is scheduled to get signed tomorrow, and immediately after it is signed, the Hormuz Strait is open to all."
Any deal will be good for America. Details are still being worked out, but this president has the best interest of America in mind.
Mediator Pakistan says the two sides have agreed on a framework for a peace deal and are expected to electronically sign it Sunday, though Iran denies that an agreement could happen that soon, instead saying the possibility of it taking place in the, quote, coming days cannot be ruled out.
These negotiations, which will lead to the end of the war, proceed in two stages. The first stage is a memorandum of understanding signed between Iran and the United States. After that, negotiations for the second stage begin.
Under the proposed Memorandum of Understanding, the Strait of Hormuz would reopen and the U.S. naval blockade on Iranian ports would end. While negotiations over Iran's nuclear program will be pushed to the second stage for a final agreement.
I think the strategy the president has adapted is very astute. Look, open up the straits immediately, get the world economy going, and then we can move into negotiations on the nuclear issues.
Iranian state media now reporting that pushed-off funeral services for slain Ayatollah Ali Khamenei are now planned for this July. In Dubai, Max Gordon, Fox News.
President Trump's name was allegedly taken off the front of the Kennedy Center early this morning after a court ordered the removal. But it isn't clear if it's happened yet because there's a tarp that's covering up the front of the building. A federal judge ruled the addition was illegal and that only Congress can change the center's name. Trump's team unsuccessfully filed an appeal yesterday to pause that removal. The Kennedy Center's board, which was appointed by Trump, voted last December to rename the venue in honor of Trump after he worked to secure federal funding to help renovate it. Meantime, the UFC event planned tomorrow at the White House will go on as scheduled. A federal judge shot down a lawsuit to block that event, claiming that the people suing don't have the legal standing to challenge the event. The judge said they failed to prove they would suffer from it and waited too long to take legal action. A massive structure called the Claw is already fully built on the south lawn of the White House. The event is part of the America 250 celebrations, and tomorrow also happens to be President Trump's 80th birthday.
And now, first warning weather with meteorologist Siobhan Anders.
Well, it has been a very hot and steamy day across most of the state of Texas, especially here in San Antonio and South Texas. Our Raul B. Rodriguez log camera showing a beautiful shot of the downtown. Very warm, though, still. When you walk out that door, you can definitely feel the heat. It is still building, and it's going to continue as we go into your Sunday. But then we begin to see some major changes starting to take place throughout the day tomorrow and on into the beginning of next week. So current radar, we did have a few isolated showers that popped up early this afternoon. They started dissipating once that sun started setting, still showing a little bit of some energy down along the Texas coast. But we are going to see increasing chances for rain as we go into your Sunday, again Monday and Tuesday, and also into your Wednesday morning. So we have some pretty good chances of good rains coming into our forecast. 81 degrees right now outside. It's a very warm and sticky evening. Dew point numbers definitely on the high side. Very humid outside. We definitely have a lot of Gulf moisture, as well as we're also seeing some tropical moisture that's coming in from a system down in the southern portions of the Gulf of America, and it is causing us to see, of course, some big changes with rain because of the high tropical moisture in place. High tomorrow, still going to be a warm one, expecting about 89 degrees, lower 90s, but this is the system we are watching. We have an approaching late season cold front that's going to be making its way into our area as we get into Monday going into Tuesday. Along with that, though, we have a tropical system, a little bit of a disturbance. We're going to be watching it. Right now, it's about a 20% chance that we could see a little bit more development with it. If it just stays at the point where it is and it starts making its moisture moving up into our area, that's where we're going to see that tropical moisture heading into South Texas, that approaching frontal boundary, combination of those two things, they're going to set us up with some good rain chances. So future cast, as far as for the rest of the evening, not expecting a whole lot, maybe a few sprinkles of few downpours by 9 a.m. tomorrow. Then as we get into the afternoon, that daytime heating starts firing up. We begin to see more widespread showers and some heavy thunderstorms possible, especially off to the east. It'll be hit or miss. Not everybody's going to see the rain tomorrow. But then as we go into your Monday, that frontal boundary starts making its way in. That tropical moisture continues to feed into our area. We are expecting the possibility anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rain, maybe even up to some areas, especially east and down along the coast, up to 4 and 5 inches of rain as we get through your Monday going into your Tuesday. So rain chances definitely here. Could definitely see some very heavy rain down along the Texas coast, depending upon where that tropical system decides to roll across our area. So we're going to be keeping an eye on all of this. I can tell you, though, there is more rain in our forecast. So that is what we are going to be expecting as we go through the next 5 to 7 days. Tonight, 77 degrees. It's going to be a very warm and humid evening. Rain chances, they increase as we go into your Sunday.
Well, the Department of Justice has just approved a deal between Paramount and Warner Brothers. It says an investigation into Paramount's proposition determined the merger likely won't harm industry competition or customers. The DOJ claims the merger could, quote, increase competition across the media and entertainment ecosystem. Critics argue the deal would do the exact opposite by shrinking the playing field to just a few major companies. Well, community members gathered in Midland today for a prayer after a mass shooting that killed one person and injured 11 others. Texas DPS identifying that gunman as 45-year-old Victor Villarreal. Authorities say that he started shooting at officers and bystanders Friday morning before barricading himself in a vet clinic. He was found dead inside of that clinic. DPS saying before that mass shooting, he had been wanted for attempted capital murder for shooting at a peace officer during a chase back on Wednesday.
The active shooter situation has been resolved and the shooter is confirmed deceased as of this afternoon. Our thoughts and our prayers are with these families, with the community of Midland, and with all of those that were involved today.
DPS identifying the person killed in the shooting as 62-year-old Edward Scott. Investigators have not shared if the two knew each other. Again, 10 people were injured in that shooting. FIFA using advancements in artificial intelligence at this year's World Cup to make officiating the game better. We take a look at what tools they're implementing to increase transparency. Plus, the Pentagon releasing dozens of new files on UFOs, what's in them, and what they're revealing about the mysterious objects captured in the sky.
Coming up this week on Full Measure, new efforts to find the root causes of the ever-growing autism epidemic without the influence of the vaccine industry. The Trump administration promises answers that some scientists say have been covered up or ignored for decades. The FDA has launched a first-of-its-kind crackdown on the pharmaceutical industry's most powerful marketing tool, drug ads. And after 50 years of striking fear in America's enemies, the storied A-10 aircraft will be retired this month as the Pentagon gears up for a new kind of battle. All this week on Full Measure.
More Melissa Vega and Fox News at 9 coming up in just a bit, but as you all know, do or die for the Spurs tonight. Spurs going to be in this mode for the rest of the season, no matter how long that is. Game 5 tonight, Spurs down 3-1. To start the day, let's take a look at some of the highlights from Game 5. It was great defense by the Spurs to start, and a nice lift from Dylan Harper on offense off the bench. A 3-ball, and the Spurs had an early 11-5 lead. Dylan Harper, again, look at this. Nice little wraparound as he clears himself some space. 15-8 Spurs, they led by 10 after 1. Second quarter, more lights out D from San Antonio. Victor Wembanyama continued with his personal block party, got a couple right there to begin the frame, and then the Knicks daring him to shoot it from 3. Okay. Spurs led by 16, but they only led by 5 at the break. We move down to the third quarter, and another hot start by the Spurs, shooting it. Julian Champagnie rips a 3, Spurs up by 10. Dylan Harper, it's his turn to join the party. Again, what a performance this guy had tonight. 65-53 Spurs at that point. Then it's Dylan Harper again. The Spurs led by 7 after 3, and as we move to the fourth quarter, starts off with a bang or a flush. Victor Wembanyama, look at that, gets a clear path to the basket, and Cat just has to watch a drive-by. Another quick start to the quarter by the Spurs. Moments later, Devin Vassell, Mr. Judicious, very economical with his shots as the Spurs started to build a big lead, but the patented Knick rally at it again. A 10-0 run, capped out by Jalen Brunson. We're tied with under 4 to go. Still tied. Couple minutes later, Jalen Brunson did it again. Drives the lane, scores, Knicks by 2. Spurs cut the lead to 3 in the closing seconds, but Dylan Harper misses 2 free throws, the second one on purpose, and the New York Knicks close in on the championship 4-1. Final score 94-90. It's the Knicks' first title since 1973, and we'll have post-game comments the moment they become available.
Well, we are definitely looking out at a very warm evening setting up for all of us. We're looking at the remainder of the weekend. It's going to be a very steamy Sunday, lots of sunshine. But then we begin to see the clouds building by early mid-morning, and then we begin to see rain chances on the increase. As we look outside at our Raul B. Rodriguez law camera, it is a beautiful evening down there, even though our Spurs haven't made it to where they needed to be. Even though we are going to see for tomorrow lots of sunshine, 89 degrees. It's going to warm up, but then the clouds and the daytime heating going to fire up some showers and possible thunderstorms. We definitely are watching a tropical system. It is kind of a disturbance. It's been sitting down here off of the coast of Mexico. Going to be watching this over the next 24 to 48 hours. Could possibly see a 20% chance of some development. Otherwise, it's going to continue to kind of roll up to the north, and as it does, it's going to bring in some tropical moisture to South Texas. With the daytime heating and an approaching cold front, we are definitely going to see Monday going into Tuesday our best chances for some very heavy rainfall. By tomorrow morning when you wake up, you could see a few showers, possibly a few thunderstorms popping up across the area. Daytime heating starts firing them up again. Could see some heavy downpours. As we go into Sunday evening, it starts calming down a little bit. But by the time we get to Monday, here it is, another chance for showers, thunderstorms, possibly some gusty winds and hail. Could be spotty all across South Texas. And we are expecting anywhere from maybe 2 to 3 inches of rain here in San Antonio area and areas close to us, to even down along the coast. They're saying the possibility of 5 to 6 inches of rain before this event is over by the time we get to Wednesday. Now, rain chances are going to stay with us even through the remainder of end of next week. So we are going to keep that chance for the possibility of some flash flooding taking place across the area as we get through your work week. So by Tuesday, we should see a little break going into your Wednesday, but then another system starts bringing in some more rain. So tonight overnight looks like it should be pretty good. Maybe a few isolated showers. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, definitely could see some showers and maybe a rumble of thunder. 89 degrees. Should then start kind of partly cloudy skies, but then the storms start building by afternoon. We could see a 50% chance of some heavy downpours as we go through the afternoon and evening. Frontal boundary comes in on Monday going into Tuesday. That's our weather alert days. 90% chance of some rain across our area. 70% on Tuesday. Temperatures drop drop, though, because of that late season cold front. And then, as you see, we go through the rest of the week, kind of a drop in the rain showers Wednesday. But as we get into Thursday, going into Friday again, and Saturday, those rain chances stay in the forecast. Friday, could see about a 50% chance of more rain, and our temperatures start going right back up to the lower to mid 90s. So a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but we need the rain. It's on the way. It will be arriving as we get through your Sunday afternoon all the way into about Tuesday afternoon.
Well, tonight, Team USA is feeling great after a dominant win in their opening on Team USA's next opponent coming up in Max Sports. Well, FIFA is using artificial intelligence tools to make refereeing more accurate, along with providing more transparency. The new tools are helping to level the playing field by giving all teams access to the same game analysis. Kelly Sabry has more from Los Angeles.
If you caught Thursday's opening two matches, you've already seen artificial intelligence on the field. That's in the referee cams. You see, these cameras were used in the past, but now we're getting a smoother look in partner with Lenovo. They're giving viewers the best seat in the house.
You can imagine as they're running around, that's a feed that's very difficult to see. And so using our technology, integrating, real-time analytics, we were able to bring a stabilization to the camera that reduces the shakiness by about 60%.
This is meant to give more transparency to the game, and Fox cut to the camera multiple times throughout both of those games. And that's not the only new technology. This is the official game ball, the Adidas Trionda, which features a sensor that can record 500 touches per second, and it connects to the 16 cameras that are around every single one of the stadiums around the continent. And FIFA is giving all 48 teams access to the same level of detail, breaking down their game. The smallest country to ever reach the World Cup, Curacao, can have the same coaching data to go up against the world's soccer powerhouses. This is called Football AI Pro, a chatbot type assistant. And what you're looking at here is a scanner. It was used to create 3D custom avatars for the over 1,200 soccer players competing this year. This will make deciding difficult and sometimes controversial offside decisions more precise and, more importantly, faster.
AI is another set of tools. It's another set of tools to bring more personalized experience to help the game go faster and better. Soccer is still soccer.
And if you're lucky enough to catch one of the matches, you may even see a hologram made from one of those 3D scans while you're at the stadium. In Los Angeles, Kelly Sabary, Fox Business.
Well, the city of Boston has a new world record. A representative from the Guinness Book of World Records declared a soccer ball in Boston to be the biggest in the world. The record was previously set in Qatar in 2013 with a 38-foot high ball. The ball in Boston is 47 feet tall.
This ball took months of labor. The verification of this was rigorous and specific. We had people looking at the materials. We had a surveyor measuring this using laser technology.
The ball is made up of more than 7,000 square feet of PVC and polyurethane. The Massachusetts Port Authority is donating 100 replicas of the ball to Soccer Without Borders, a charity that gives access to soccer and personal growth opportunities to young people in underserved communities. And be sure to tune in to Fox SA all summer long for the games and for special FIFA coverage after the matches only on Fox SA. Well, all eyes are on the skies this week as the Pentagon released about 70 new files related to UFOs. 4 of the newly released videos were shot in the U.S. between 2021 and 2025. Madison Scarpino has more from Atlanta.
The files show there have been several unusual encounters, multiple sightings of strange orbs in the sky just over the last few years. President Trump ordered his administration to make files related to aliens and extraterrestrial life public, and we now have the 3rd batch of those photos, documents, and videos. So here are some of them. Back in July, a couple saw an intense bright light in their backyard around 9 p.m. and started recording on their iPhone 14. They described what they saw as a brilliant red sphere. They say the center appeared to be a white plasma sun about the size of a basketball. They say when the orb moved, a second identical one appeared, and they say the orbs were moving as if they were flying in formation. Not too far from where that happened, another person saw something hovering in the sky in October 2024. The eyewitness describes it as a plasma-like sphere hovering over a pond. They say the primary light source looked like it was separating into smaller luminous points at times, and they say the orb generally stayed in place until eventually disappearing. The Department of War says all of these new videos took place within just 25 miles of each other in an undisclosed location in the Northeast U.S. You can watch all the videos on the war.gov/UFO website, and one expert says all these new files are remarkable.
If we end up concluding it's not human-made, from some extraterrestrial origin, that would be the biggest discovery ever made by humanity.
The Trump administration says its UFO website is committed to transparency. It already has more than 1.7 billion hits worldwide so far, and the Department of War says it's compiling more videos to release to the public. In Atlanta, Madison Scarpino, Fox News.
Well, as promised, we're going to go right down to the Frost Bank Center for post-game reaction from Game 5. The NBA Finals is over, 94-90, favor of the Knicks tonight. Let's hear from Mitch Johnson live.
Hi, Coach. Sorry, a follow-up on Jalen. What got him going so early? Jalen Brunson, like he was the only Knicks to be able to score in the first half. What got him going in your opinion in terms of coverage?
He's aggressive and he got the spots, and we were undisciplined at times. They had 37 points at half, so there was some good in that as well. And he got going, and then he got going later on, and he's a heck of a player. He deserves everything he's got.
Front row, left side.
Coach, this is Carolina with Spurfect and LV Sports Network. There's a lot of Spurs fans that are saddened that have been supporting you guys throughout the season. What do you want Spurs fans to know this evening? There's a lot of Spurs fans who are saddened and have been following your journey this season. What is your message to Spurs fans tonight?
I'm glad that they're sad. I'm glad that they get mad when we lose or that we want us to be better. That's a part of being a fan and the support. And we feel the love and the support from everybody in the 2-1-0 and across the world. We have the best fans in the world. And, again, we've been at it for 9 months. We wanted to win this series like the other ones, and we didn't. And we'll be just the same people. We're not going to flinch, blink, waver. We'll be here until whenever we get the schedule out and figure out our next game, and we'll be better.
Front row, right side.
What do you hope the players take from the totality of the season that they can fuel them going forward, all the way down to listening to the other team celebrate a championship on their home floor?
I hope they take the same thing that we've taken from our success. I hope it leads to them being hungrier than they've ever been, and I hope it leads them to be more motivated than they've ever been, and hopefully that leads them to be more, just to continue to improve in every facet.
Mitch, how much did what they were doing defensively bother Steph tonight? And was De'Aaron feeling some of the after effects from Game 6 in your mind?
No, I think, again, I don't want to get too big picture, but teams that have been in this space before typically have a group of people that have played together for some time, and a lot of times that shows itself in the slowest part of the game and at the end of the game. And these guys are going through that for the first time this year, and then in the playoffs for the first time, in the conference finals, in the finals. And it's not an excuse, it's just a reality. When you look at some of these core teams over time, they're typically a lot better in year 2 and year 3, and we have to get better individually, and that's as a coach and as a player, and continue to help them, and they have to continue to help themselves, and they'll continue to learn about each other and be better.
Third row center.
Coach, this is Victor Wembanyama's first playoff appearance, gets to go to the finals, but how would you say that his leadership style has evolved or changed throughout this process?
I think it's grown tremendously. I think he stepped into every moment with the appropriate amount of fearlessness and also respect for the moment and being exactly who he is, and he's bringing his teammates and everybody else along with him. It's been pretty fun to observe and be a part of.
Thank you, Coach.
What a fantastic season for the Spurs this year. I mean, did anybody see a run to the NBA Finals with a team that didn't even make the playoffs last year? I don't think so, but it does sadly end for the Spurs tonight in Game 5, where they shot just 38% in the ball game. We'll be right back.
You're watching Fox News at 9. Puro San Antonio.
Happening right now, we are taking a live look at New York, where you can see the energy is electric after the Knicks have won their first NBA championship since 1973. The Knicks winning the series tonight 4-1. You can see people packing their New York City after winning at the Frost Bank Center. Well, also happening right now, we are also going to go to see if... Okay, we're going to see right now where Phil Sterling, I believe, is at the Rocket La Cantera. Phil, I know the mood out there is probably has changed.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. At one point, there were thousands of people out here, and the energy was electric, but now it's just somber. Everybody has gone home, and, I mean, they told me all their hopes. They were confident that the Spurs could win the finals. One man even flew out here from California. He'd never been to San Antonio, but he came here for the Spurs, and that's what everybody did here eventually. One man pulled me over and told me after this loss that it's not over. Yeah, I mean, you can hear him right here saying, "Go Spurs, go." And it's not over. There's next year, and I'm going to take it back to you guys.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Phil. This was some video from a little bit earlier, and I understand that there are also people that are out on Southwest Military Drive right now. I understand that are honking as well. They are still supporting the Spurs for a great season that they've had. This is a live picture right now where you can see and you can hear that honking along Southwest Military. The cars are driving by. They have their Spurs flags as well. And while this is not the outcome that Spurs fans have wanted tonight, they are still showing up. They are still loud and proud, wishing the Spurs this season, just the whole community uniting together for this monumental occasion. Again, didn't go the way as planned, but Spurs fans still out there showing their support for the love of the team. And the family...
Parents are doing too much. They're not doing too much.
And we're also following some other news. The family of Joey Rodriguez is working to honor his memory. This afternoon, his family held a plate sale on the city's west side. The 17-year-old fell off of a truck and suffered a severe head injury during a Spurs playoff win celebration back on May 27th on Southwest Military. He was declared brain dead, and his family eventually made the difficult decision to take him off life support. We spoke to his mother today, who said she would constantly urge him to be cautious and safe whenever he went out. Tonight, she has this emotional plea for young teens out there.
You think your parents are doing too much. They're not doing too much. Listen, because that's like God's protection when you obey your parents, you know. So just a reminder for the young ones and for everybody, for the whole community, for our family and friends. Just be careful, be cautious. Like I said, if you think your parents are doing too much, it's not too much.
Proceeds from today's plate sale will go towards covering the family's medical expenses. Joey's family encourages everyone to stay safe. As a public viewing, we're also learning for Joey will take place at Pika Pika Plaza Hall this Tuesday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. A beloved children's theater in downtown once again open to the public. Renovations are now complete at the Magic Theater. The Magic Theater closed its doors for a few months to undergo $2.2 million in repairs and renovations, and now has a new HVAC system, new theater seats, and is now more accessible to those with disabilities. A grand party with music, activities, and more was held in Hemisphere to celebrate the reopening. City leaders say it's critical to support the arts.
Such an important part of our community, but it most importantly is so important for our youth. If you think about what's going on in education right now, the first thing when budget cuts are tough to go is the art programming. The first thing that we lose, and we have been pushing against, is how do we get more kids into spaces where they can learn, connect their left and right side of their brain so that they can truly become full individuals.
The theater is now showing The Very Hungry Caterpillar from now until August 2nd. The theater is located at Hemisphere's historic Beethoven's Hall. Well, it's not just the NBA Finals taking over San Antonio this weekend. Guess what? SpaceCon back. The sci-fi celebration taking place at the Freeman Coliseum through tomorrow, featuring various panels and activities. WWE star John Cena was listed as a guest for the event today. He won't be there tomorrow, though, but other high-profile guests, including Tom Middleton, who is famous for his role as Loki, Breaking Bad's Giancarlo Esposito, and William Shatner, and also so many more should be in attendance tomorrow. Well, what is the injury update of one of them with Max Sports?
Boo. As promised, we're going to go back to the Frost Bank Center and join live at the podium. Who's ever there? We believe it's Devin Vassell, so let's see him now.
I won a participation trophy to where we just got here. We wanted to win. Credit to them, to their team, their coaching staff, great team. Feel like there's a lot of stuff that we could have controlled to finish off games, to execute the game plan better. It's tough. It hurts a lot. It stings a lot hearing that right now, seeing them storm the court on our home court. It's tough. It's tough.
You guys going right to Melissa?
We know we'll do everything we can, scratch, fight to get back into this position and have a different outcome, but right now it's tough.
Front row, left side.
Devin, this is Carolina from Las Vegas Sports Network and It's Perfect. You mentioned that this hurts. My question to you is, how do you think that this changes you as a player moving forward? And secondly, there's a lot of saddened Spurs fans right now that have been supporting you guys throughout the season. What's your message to those Spurs fans?
First off, to the fans, just thank you guys so much for supporting us, especially in my journey, being here 6 years. from where we started, from the 20 wins that we were at to being in the finals. They've been loyal, and I just want to say thank you to them, because without them and the noise and them having our backs, we're not in this situation. We're not in this position. So just thank you to them. And what was your first question? I'm sorry. I think with these games in the finals, it just shows that every possession matters and every little detail matters. And, you know, you can mess up some stuff in the regular season and still
Front row,
no,
middle.
I'm not done. You can mess up some stuff in the regular season and kind of get away with it. But, you know, obviously in the finals, with everything being amplified, you know, one mistake can cost you a game. And I think we had a couple that cost us multiple.
Front row, middle here.
Devin, as you guys begin to process these emotions over the next few days and kind of think back to just the way you guys have kind of stuck together, what do you make of the way that Dylan and Carter have played this season? Just, you know, you guys have never let on that you saw them as anything more than rookies, you know, from the, like you have to. But
Tremendously proud of both of them, starting with Carter and him not getting minutes in the beginning of the season, to going to the G League, to coming out here and changing games and making an impact and just trusting the process. He's going to be a special player. I know how hard he works, so he's going to be a really, really, really good defensive player. Offensive player. He's going to be a really good two-way player. Dylan, I think we all knew he was talented. I don't know anybody, if anybody knew he was this talented, probably besides himself. You know, he was upset with playing time and different roles that he was in, but when we needed him most, he stepped up, and we have a star in the making, and I know that he's going to put so much work into the offseason. It's not just offensively, but defensively. He's made a lot of plays. He's grown so much, and was he 20, 21 years old? I mean, the sky's the limit for him. So I'm just really proud of our rookies. They stepped up, and to be called, their number to be called in the NBA Finals shows the growth and the trust that the coaches have into them.
Thank you, Devin.
Devin Vassell, one of the few Spurs that shot the ball well tonight, 5 of 8 from the field, but just not meant to be. Castle and Fox have combined 4 for 25 in this ball game. We're going to have more Spurs postgame comments hopefully coming up here in the next break. But we're also going to do the rest of Max Sports. We got a big boxing match tonight, Longhorn baseball at the College World Series, and more right after this.
This is the Thomas J. Henry Sports Desk. You're watching Maximum Sport, only on Fox SA. Chase for the Championship Finals coverage is sponsored by Absolute Power.
I'm pretty sure everybody's excited about Folarin Balogun, born in New York but raised overseas. And the U.S. men's national team, after that performance against Paraguay in the World Cup opener, dude with a couple of first-half goals had another wiped out by an offsides call in the U.S.'s 4-1 win coming up against the Aussies.
It feels incredible. Obviously, just a great start from the guys. Came out with so much energy, and just a good performance, a deserved win for sure.
On home soil, it's just fantastic. So I'm delighted with everything. What a beautiful occasion, what a beautiful evening, and just looking forward to the next one.
Next up for the U.S., Australia in group play. That'll be Friday, 2 o'clock right here on Fox SA from Seattle, Washington. More scores from around the World Cup today. Brazil and Monaco also playing to a 1-1 tie. Scotland beats Haiti, as you saw here on Fox SA earlier this evening, 1-0. And Australia and Turkey scoreless, our last check. All right, a tough matchup for both teams to start the College World Series. Georgia ranked number 1 most of the season against their conference mates from Texas, who's been in the top 5 all season long. In Texas, it was a bad night for them. As we look in on that score, they gave up 4 in the first. Not many hits for Texas today. They lose 7-1 to open the CWS. Moving on, the Georgia-Texas winner would get the winner of the OU-Bama game, and that will be OU, who jumped out early against the Tide. Bernie's very own Camden Johnson drilling one to the warning track in his first AB. In his second, he got a hit, but they held the runner. He would later score, though. Camden, though, look at this, laying the leather as well. Makes a nice play. In the subsequent inning, Oklahoma off to a good start at the College World Series. They won 9-zip. Already up next, SA's Bam Rodriguez vacates his belts for a chance at another, and guess what? He got it next.
Hey, what's up? This is John Moyer from the bands Disturbed, Adrenaline Mob, and owner of Natural Ear Music, and you're watching Maximum Sports.
This is a Thomas J. Henry Sports Desk.
Former Dallas Cowboy Aldon Smith has died. The 49ers released a statement on their social media account. No cause of death was given. Aldon played 6 seasons in the NFL for the 49ers, Raiders, and Cowboys. Was a self-made man, having been originally drafted as a 7th-round pick out of the University of Missouri. This man once viewed as one of the league's rising stars, but after a series of off-the-field incidents, his career ended after that one season in Dallas, which was 2020. Aldon Smith was just 36 years old. Well, pound for pound, he's one of the best boxers on the planet, and he's one of us. SA's Bam Rodriguez vacated his other 2 belts in order to move up in weight to fight Antonio Vargas. The fight tonight in Glendale, Arizona, and we do have an update. Our man Bam Rodriguez with a mid-round knockout, so he wins his 3rd world championship. He's in line for an even bigger fight coming up here probably later this summer, but we'll see. By the way, Gabriela Taliz from San Antonio also on the card. She lost a unanimous decision, though, to the champ, the reigning champ, Alif Turin. All right, let's do a little baseball scores. Maybe let's not. We have no score between Texas and Boston, no score between Houston, and no score for the Missions. But tonight, we are taking a live look at New York, where looks like people are pretty well behaved considering the New York Knicks have won their first title since 1973. Of course, the last time the Knicks were in the finals, it was 1999 against the Spurs. Ironically enough, the Spurs won that series 4-1. So the Knicks did win this game tonight. In Game 5, they take the series from the Spurs at the Frostbank Center, 94-90 your final score. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Thank you. Yeah, please don't leave me on an island. There's no post from the Knicks either?
Okay, you got... I was told to come back in and talk with Chuck.
I think that's a great idea.
Per Glenn.
2 is easier.
So
That's the best idea I've heard.
yeah, like
You
I.
want to just ask me questions? Like,
Yeah, and we can we? Is there like live pictures that we can go to? Okay. Can we talk over the live shot of New York and just kind of talk back and forth? Okay. Am I good to stand right here? I mean, we're just gonna, it doesn't matter, does it? Okay.
Let's hope so. I mean, thank you, Melissa, for coming back. It's a lot easier to chit-chat.
Yeah, no, I was clear. I was just doing what I was told. I mean, I thought I was going to stay out here, but.
I get trying to space it, but man, one person and then not being able to see where you're going
30
next.
seconds.
So,
What are we doing? Live
Just
picture,
chatting.
New York or Wimby? Okay, so no Wimby yet.
you doing it? Hey, what's going on? Chuck McKinnick, welcome back to Fox News at 9, extended version as we wait for more post-game reaction to come in from the NBA Finals. And as I understand it, Victor Wembanyama is live at the podium. Let's go down to the Frostbank Center right now.
Start first row, right side.
Victor, I know it's the end of a tough series. I'm just wondering if you can put into words what it was like to watch that team celebrate a championship on your home floor, and does that give you and the team maybe motivation, fuel going into whatever's next?
I think that's compared to anything before, this is the biggest lesson of my life, the biggest learning moment. I can't tell exactly what the lesson is, but we're learning from that for sure. I'm learning more than any other time in my life before.
First row, left side.
Victor, you've had quite the journey just over your first 3 years in the league. You know, you went from the lean times to this stage and experiencing this. How do you think all of this is going to sort of shape your mentality moving forward?
It's going to be all of it.
Second row, right side.
Who we are, it's what we're made of, plus our experiences. And this has been a hell of a year in terms of experience. I don't think we could have learned more and gained more experience in one playoff run and in one season, and personally in 18 months. It's been hard and full of lessons.
Victor, I know, again, it's too early to process maybe, but when you are going through this summer, do you think there's anything from these last few games, few months, the whole season that's going to stick with you that you're going to think about the most as you prepare for next year?
Absolutely. What I'm pissed about is that there's probably 100 games before we can be back in finals. So I don't know how to say it in English, but I'm going to have to, hold that inside of me and slow down, and wait, and execute for 100 games.
Déjà, félicitations pour ta saison et votre saison. Pour revenir un peu sur le match, sur la série en fait, Mitch juste avant disait qu'il considérait que vous n'étiez pas prêt pour gagner un titre et que l'autre équipe l'était. Est-ce que tu es d'accord avec ça et
Évidemment.
Qu'est-ce qui a manqué sur cette série précisément?
Personnellement,
cette série.
Évidemment, on n'était pas prêt. J'étais pas prêt à gagner une bague. C'est évident. Je pense qu'en termes de volonté de bien faire, d'intensité, d'effort, on était à un bon niveau, j'étais à un bon niveau. Mais l'expérience, c'est des erreurs. On manque pas de talent, on manque pas de capacité, on fait trop d'erreurs, je fais trop d'erreurs.
Third row, middle, Jared.
Jared Weiss, The Athletic. Every team you face so far, you guys always found a way to get over the top eventually. What did you learn about how hard it is to win the finals against this Knicks team where they kept coming up with answers? Brunson just could always score no matter what in the end.
I learned one of many things I learned is the margin of error is very, very thin. Our domination stints are absolute. We absolutely dominated for most of the series. But our errors, our mistakes, are punished so hard that we can't have ups and downs like this so much, The ups are okay, the downs, it's the reason we lost.
Left side, Tim.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Victor, you study the game. You understand the history of it. It took Michael 7 years. It took LeBron 9. It took Jerry West 12 years to be a champion. Not even the greatest ever. It's not immediate. How difficult is that to accept when you pour so much of yourself into this, that there is a process to get to where you want to go?
It's painful, It's painful. But I'm not running away from that. But I'm using that to fuel me. I'm sure all these guys you named, they're not satisfied with being eliminated in earlier rounds or not making the playoffs. And I'm not satisfied with not winning. But as I said, this is the biggest lesson of my life. And as a team, there's no better experience than what we just lived.
En français.
Après cette finale, sur quoi est-ce que tu souhaites progresser le plus cet été sur le parquet, en dehors du parquet? Quel axe de progression tu identifies pour toi avant la prochaine saison?
Tu travailles encore plus dur, évidemment, pour être encore plus durable. Et surtout garder l'esprit frais. Garder un contrôle sur le jeu tout le temps, en fait. C'est ça qui est marquant chez Jalen Brunson, par exemple. Il y a trop de moments où... Et ça part pas de mauvaises intentions, mais il y a trop de moments où je suis passif, trop de moments où j'ai pas le contrôle sur le jeu que j'aimerais avoir. Et ça nous coûte.
Third row, right side.
Vic, you mentioned the margin for error in this series after the fantastic regular season and the playoff run, and then especially the conference finals and winning that the way you did. Did it surprise you that margin of error caught up to you and that you guys weren't able to capitalize the way you have?
Yeah, for sure. And it surprised me that every game has the same scenario. Every 5 games in this series had the same scenario. And how relentless we were in our mistakes and they were in punishing them.
Gerardo Lopez, Cultura Sports.
No. Thank you, Victor.
All right. Appreciate y'all. See y'all. Never.
All right.
Yeah, it really doesn't seem fair, right? I mean, what a great season by the Spurs. This is a franchise that hasn't been in NBA Finals in 12 years.
Right.
Right? The bulk of this group has never been to the playoffs. So to go and win 60-plus games this year, you feel like there should be a parade just for that, to be plus 28 from one year to the next in terms of wins. Then you get to the postseason. You win a playoff series. This young group, again, never really having experienced that, you feel like there should be another parade just for that. They're making these huge steps, and it feels like there was no time to celebrate each and every one of these monumental victories that they were establishing along the way.
Right.
Then they get to the Western Conference semifinals, then they get to the West Finals, nobody gives them a chance, they win a Game 7, then you get to the NBA Finals, and a play here and a play there. You've watched, I mean, this is how fragile some of these games. We have an old saying in sports that big doors swing on small hinges. So, you know, it's just a really, really a great season. Sadly, it has to end like this. There can only be one winner,
I understand that we also now have De'Aaron Fox right now. So let's go ahead and take a listen to De'Aaron Fox right now.
Obviously, you know, champions are made before you win a championship. So,
seeing the growth of Castro, seeing the growth of Harper, even for a game like tonight, what was it like for you just to see those two underneath your wing this season?
yeah, I mean, those guys, the sky's the limit. And you said before, these guys are all NBA guys. They're going to be all-stars. They're going to be all defensive guys, I think both of them. And, I mean, they're obviously a large reason of why we were so good this year and early in their career. So the sky is definitely the limit for both of them.
What was holding you back tonight? Were they doing anything defensively to slow you down a little bit?
No, I mean,
Step two.
I got shots that I've made in the past, and sometimes you just don't make them. Some felt good, back rim, in and out. You know, it is what it is. Obviously, I wish I made those shots, but, I mean, the team is physical. They force you into taking jump shots and trying to keep you out of the paint, but, you know, shots just didn't go down for me.
All right, thanks, De'Aaron.
Thanks, De'Aaron. Thanks, Aaron.
Appreciate it.
You know, we just heard from Wemby a little earlier, you know, De'Aaron Fox. You can hear the pain in their voices.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough, right? I mean, especially, you know, a guy like De'Aaron Fox, you play this long in your career, you get your chance to go not only to the playoffs, which he's been before, but never this deep, and you're this close to, you know, being able to slip a ring onto your hand and celebrate a championship. I mean, he really had a tough series shooting the ball. I mean, there's no question about it. He was only 3 of 15 tonight. The Spurs only shot 38% in this ball game, Melissa, but the Knicks only shot 36%. That just goes to show you the effort that the Spurs were playing on defense this entire game, this entire series, really. And, you know, you hate to keep going back to all the way down to, you know, Victor Wembanyama talking about earlier about, you know, the margin of error is what it is. But, you know,
Yeah,
they there's very, very, very slim, slippery slope tonight.
Yes,
trying to win
and
these
I
games.
also understand now we have Kelvin Johnson up right now.
We had a lot of new people, a lot of moving parts and things like that, but you know, we came together, gelled, and made it happen. And you know, I wouldn't want to be with any other group than the group we had this year. I feel like the guys are amazing.
I'm sure you envision in the prior to this season those battles in the NBA Finals and what it would be like. So, what was it like? How do you feel like you fared in this Game 5?
You know, always room for improvement. I feel like you know, you got attacked off season. And it just make you even hungrier. Put that fuel to the fire to really, you know, get better and improve my game. And you know, I feel like I mean, it hurts. It hurts. You know, it hurts. You know, but you know, you just got to continue to get better and strive for greatness.
Mitch had pointed out that team is full of guys who've been through these types of battles together before. Did you feel kind of a difference in that, as well as you guys played all year, you hadn't been through that as a group necessarily?
I feel like we've been through so many things as a group. We had trial after trial. You name it, I feel like we've been through it. I'm proud of my guys. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of our coaching staff. I'm proud of Mitch. You know, he stepped into a big role and he led us all year through thick and thin. You know, he stayed by our side. He believed in us. And you know, I feel like I'm proud to be a Spur. And, you know, I wouldn't want it no other way than to be a Spur and go through these things. But I feel like we've been through, you know, hell and high water with each other, you know, throughout the season. You know, things that we had to go through as a team. You know, unfortunate circumstances and things like that. So I feel like I mean, yes, they've been together, but like I said before, we so close but so far. And I'm proud of my guys and you know, I'm just proud.
Fox talked about learning how to win with the lead. Is that the most frustrating part, knowing that this series, double-digit leads throughout every game?
For sure. I feel like, yeah, like you said, we had double-digit leads every game, and, you know, we just had to execute better, execute better from our mistakes. And, you know, it's basketball. It happens. Things happen, and we got to grow from it and learn.
Vic in there said maybe the hardest part is it would be 100 games before you might get back here again. Like, what is that? How impatient are you guys to get back here, and what's the summer going to be like waiting for the next chance?
You can't skip no steps. I feel like, you know, we got to take it one step at a time, one building block at a time. We show what we're capable of as a group. We show tremendous flashes, and it does suck that it's another 100 and some games before you experience this again. But you know, you got to grind it out. You gotta want it. That drive got to be here. That fire got to stay lit. And I feel like I have no doubt that would be the case for our group.
Keldon, after you, like somebody like you've gone through all the hard times here. What's it like to finally get a taste of this? Like, how does it kind of fuel that fire moving forward?
I said earlier this year, well, sometime I said addicting is the most addictive thing is winning. And you know, I've been through some of the worst seasons in Spurs history, and this year was special. And you just got to continue to build on that. You know, we showed that we're more than capable, and we just got to continue building. Don't skip no steps. Don't let no step unturned, no corner unturned. Like, you know, you just gotta keep your head down, keep working, and get better.
What would you say made this team so special? You know, making it to the final, breaking so many records throughout the season.
Our love for each other. I feel like the love for each other. I feel like we had a group this year that loves each other genuinely. Like, the love is genuine through thick and thin. I feel like we had each other's back. We was right beside each other through the thin moments and through the hardships, and we was right beside each other through the good. So I feel like it's rare to come across a group from 1 through 18, including our two-ways, that really have that genuine love for each other. And I feel like that was all year for us this year.
Kelly, what did you learn about the playoffs? Just individually, what did you learn about it?
Every game is different. You know, when you get in the playoffs, every game is different. Every possession matters. You know, you can't look forward through things. You got to be locked in every possession, every detail, and you know, and take that in. Every game is different. Every game may need something different, and you know, and that's what I feel like my biggest takeaway from the playoffs. No problem. Y'all have a wonderful night. All right.
All right, and you can tell, you know, just the love for the team. And, you know, earlier Wimby said, I mean, he's a young guy, you know, but he said that this is his biggest lesson. You know, I think they're going to take all of this in and be ready for the next one.
I think you're right. I mean, it's hard to fathom, right? I mean, we're talking about 22, 21-year-old guys. Keldon, the oldest guy of the group, and he's still young.
Right.
Right? I mean, so it is kind of hard to look at it through that lens with these guys being so young. But, you know, going back to Keldon, he's one of the guys on the Spurs I think I respect the most because he does so much in the community. He doesn't have to have a camera out there. You'll see him at the most, you know, places you would never expect to see him. He's a huge supporter of local boxing. And, of course, Bam Rodriguez, the local boxer here, won his third title tonight. He wore Spurs colors into the ring tonight and was, you know, had Spurs gear all year long. So, you know, I think to your point, Melissa, this team is set up nicely. Mm-hmm. This is one of the youngest teams in NBA history to do what it did with the collective age being roughly 23 years old. So they've got all the big guys under contract, all the really good players under contract, and this experience is invaluable. Of course, next year, there will be more challenges. You don't know what the injury situation is going to be. You don't know who you might run into that's also playing really well. There were a lot of teams this year that made a leap up. There'll be teams that are on the top that come down. So you've got to be mindful of all this. But I think the way that they've set it up this year in particular with Mitch Johnson, the head coach, in his first full year, by the way,
yes,
taking a team to an NBA Finals.
Exactly. And I mean, that so much accolades going to Mitch Johnson. I mean, you can tell that the players, they truly admire him. They look up to him. They respect him. And they see him as their coach.
There's no question. And, you know, to think what they did, too, with the, you know, the dispersal of minutes, even, you know, 2 or 3 weeks into the season, somebody hadn't played, that person would get in the game and get a chance to show what they could do. He kept everybody on the edge of their seat, ready for their moment, and it paid dividends all during the course of the year. They didn't have to play people 40 minutes a night, wear them out to win the 62 games. And then conversely, when they did have somebody hurt, this was a team that had interchangeable parts. I mean, we talked repeatedly about the Spurs record and how good it was even when Victor Wembanyama was on the bench. So this was by no means a one-man team, although he's obviously the franchise player. They have many, many really good players. I mean, Devin Vassell made a huge leap this year, maybe a little bit lesser role, but he was, to me, one of their most stabilizing forces through this finals. You know, you could go right down the list. Vassell, a month ago, we're talking about this guy being a liability on defense. He turned himself into elite level defender all throughout the course of the playoffs. Steph Castle's a pit bull like there are few in the league, the way he's just so relentless. These guys played team defense. It's been a minute since I've seen a team play as well as they did cohesively all through this playoffs defensively. And even when they lost, they played even tougher. They played really tough defense tonight. They held the Knicks, the #1 offensive team in basketball, to 38% from the floor. And they ended up losing by 4. And oh, by the way, the Knicks shot 10 more free throws than the Spurs did tonight. So, I mean, that's the difference in the ball game when you're playing this tight. So
You
a
gotta
lot
make
to
the
look forward
baskets.
to, although I know everybody's a little disappointed tonight, as they should be.
Yeah, but you know, everybody rallying around the Spurs as well. And then you also saw the Spurs legends. I mean, you know, the Manu Ginobili's, the Tim Duncans, you know, they've lived this, you know. I mean, they have lived this. They have lived through the championships, and to see this team, I know that they are so proud of these guys.
They have to be. I mean, as great as those teams were, and they were 5 championships strong, the fact that maybe there's a possibility that we could see something like that again, given the age of this current team. We want to thank everybody for staying up late tonight with us here at Fox News at 9. Of course, we'll have more tomorrow on the Spurs and everything else in sports with the World Cup and everything else that's going on. Bam Rodriguez and more tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Thanks a lot for staying up late, everybody.
Go Spurs, go. Good night, everyone.